Hello everyone and welcome back to Monster Hunter Wilds and another build video. This is my second build that I feel like I'm getting really close to a perfect build, so I want to share this and see if you guys can help improve it a little bit. And yeah, I've been having a whole lot of fun with it. So the Greatsword, it is just beautiful in this game. It's so good, and I have a really fun status build to show you guys. So let's get straight into what we've got. So starting off with our weapon, we are running Paralysis and Blast Artian Greatswords with honestly not the best stuff on there. We've got a 2 attack boost, 1 affinity, 2 sharpness. I would not want the sharpness if I could go for my preference, really. I wouldn't really want the sharpness. And then we have the blast one, which actually hasn't been upgraded yet. I don't have the resources to do so, but I will be. So imagine these are perfect roll swords. That's all I can hope for. Ideally, I think you would want 3 attack and 2 element on the weapon. Personally, that's what I would go for, since the affinity can go pretty high anyway, especially if you build them with affinity infusion built in. For the armor, I've gone for 4-piece Guardian Archveld and 1-piece Rathalos. Bro, why are you interrupting me? Go away. No, right, I'm going back to camp, screw you. As I was saying, looking at the armor, we have the Rathalos Greaves. And the reason we've gone for these, honestly, is you get 2 evade window, plus you get 2 2-slot decos and a 1 1-slot deco. Then we have 4-piece Guardian Archveld, and we are running the Exploiter Charm for that weakness exploit. Now, to get into the skills on the armor, the reason we've gone for this armor is primarily for the fact you get Flare and you get some weakness exploit through it. So it's pretty nice, plus the blight resist helps against dragon element and other things that are going to really stop you from producing those statuses, so it does help a lot. And the main reason we're running this is for Guardian Archveld's Vitality, meaning when you destroy a wound on a large monster, you restore health. So this build has incredible sustainability. Now, I'm using the Corrupted Mantle. Honestly, you could use the Rocksteady Mantle if you want to. Both are just as good. Rocksteady might even be better in some cases for producing those wounds, as you can just produce the wound and immediately pop it for that healing, meaning the health you're losing through Rocksteady isn't so bad, but I also see it kind of the same with Corrupted with the way it drains your health. Now, looking at the decorations, unfortunately, I don't have perfect decorations. I would prefer to have Charge Guardian, Focus Guardian, and Paralyzer Guardian to get that offensive guard, and that goes for pretty much the same on here. Unfortunately, they're not perfect, so we are missing out on offensive guard, but if you can get offensive guard in the build as well, that would be my recommendation. Now on the helmet, we have Tenderizer just to max out that wonderful weakness exploit we get from the build. And honestly, for these 1-slot decos on these 3 pieces, I just throw medicine on there because I like the extra recovery up. For our gloves, we're going to throw on 3 protection for that nice divine blessing to keep ourselves nice and full on health. And for these 2-slot decos, we're going to throw in maximum might, as you're basically not draining stamina on this build, so you just want that extra attack and affinity. Then we're going to throw a Flare Jewel for our last 3-slot deco, which maxes out our Flare, meaning that synergizes beautifully with the Garkveld set, as you're able to produce wounds incredibly fast and then absolutely nuke them really fast for that healing. So yeah, this works absolutely wonderful. You have the Part Breaker as well, and yeah, I couldn't ask for a nicer setup unless we had offensive guard for those perfect blocks. So, now that we've seen the build, let's go test it out. I'm going to get revenge on that Blangonga. Alright, so as we are on our way to the monster, I want to know, what kind of build are you guys looking at to be running? What kind of builds would you like me to cover? I felt a status Greatsword build is a really fun one, since not many people run it. You could also replace one of the swords with Sleep if you wanted to. You could replace your Blast sword with Sleep, as Blast does have a bit of reduced effectiveness in this game. It's not as crazy damage anymore, but it's still a whole lot of fun. And I do find it personally better than an Elemental Greatsword, in my opinion, just for that utility of paralyzing the monster for those easy big head hits. Same with the Sleep, and etc, etc. Alright, let's beat this monkey up. Alright, we're going to get on with the mount straight away. And I'm just going to try and go for taking out these wounds. Now, another thing I want to note down in the comments while I am beating on this monkey is, what weapon are you guys running in Wilds? Because I have switched so many times, and I've been trying so many different weapons, that I can't seem to stick to one at all. Alright, let's get ready for a hit. No, he was not ready to hit us there. Alright. I do kind of want to take a hit, just to show you the healing capability of the build. But I also don't want to take a hit, because it makes me look worse. Somehow I can't hit these wounds. Alright, let's take a nice beefy hit. Come on, hit me. Oh, there's our divine blessing. So, yeah, you can see that crazy reduced damage taken. And if I could hit a wound, that would be wonderful. But apparently it just does not want to let me hit these wounds. The Greatsword hitbox is really strange on wounds sometimes. There we go, there's some damage. Alright, let's let him bury under... Oh, he's actually not doing it anymore. So he's going to slam, we're going to go for that. And then we are going to hit that wound on his face. No, we're not, apparently. Come on! How's that not hitting? There we go. And there we go, we are full health and he is paralyzed. So the status build works really beautifully, and it does share some beautiful synergy with those beautiful wound breaks. I have a lot of fun with it. And the damage is just really fun. There's an offset. And we should hopefully get our second paralysis not too long from now. So I'm just going to get ready to do my true charge. Good. Oh, we got frozen. Unfortunate. There it is. Break that tempered wound. Knock him over. And is this going to reach? Probably with... No, it didn't reach. I thought the focus mode magnetism would help a lot. It does sometimes. We go for that true charge. And he's knocked us out of it again. So that's why the Rocksteady Mantle would probably be very good on this build. I just haven't actually popped it out yet. Into that wound break. And I would expect us to be getting our paralysis. There we go. Now, what I tend to do after a second paralysis is actually switch up to the blast sword, as I do find it to be incredibly useful to then start proccing blast, as paralysis isn't that common to proc. It's quite hard to proc a third time on, especially on weaker monsters. Whereas blast, I would expect to be proccing it quite fast, actually. In fact, I'll probably proc it on this hit here. Unfortunately, I didn't. There he is, he's shock trapped, so we're going to go ahead. And there's the blast proc. And we're just going to chase him down and finish him off. There it is! Oh yeah. We love to see it. Into that beautiful wound break. And I assume this is Monkey dead. Really? Not broke? Not dead? There it is. Goodbye, ape. But yeah, that is it for the build. If you like the idea of a status greatsword and you like the build and enjoyed my terrible gameplay of it, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, all that good stuff so you can keep up with my build guides in the future. And if you have any tips on how to improve the build apart from that offensive guard, let me know. Also, leave some of your builds down in the comments, as I always enjoy reading them. They're always a good lot of fun. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video in a bit.